Experience Africa's heartbeat.
The African Pulse.
A weekly broadcast that takes you across Africa.
Different topics.
Culture.
Tech.
Health.
Economy.
And even politics.
The African Pulse.
Only on Africa FM.
Hello and welcome to you, dear listeners, to the African Pulse, the show where stories shape perspectives and conversations inspire connection throughout our dear continent, Africa. I'm your host, Emmanuel, and today we explore a fascinating topic where science, technology and compassion come together to shape the future of veterinary care in the digital age. Dear listeners, we all know that technology has transformed nearly every profession that we know, from artificial intelligence to mobile applications to digital records and wearable devices and even remote consultations. Now innovation is changing the way we live and work. So the field of veterinary medicine is no exception to this change. And now across Africa, veterinarians are embracing new technologies to improve animal health, to improve support farmers, as well as to protect the wildlife and strengthen the food security. And at the same time, digital tools are creating exciting opportunities while raising important questions about accessibility, about ethics, and the role of human expertise. So now, my dears, as innovation continue to reshape the veterinary care, and there is one important question that stands out and we are going to discuss today. How can technology improve the animal health while ensuring that compassion, ethics and professional judgment remains at the heart of veterinary medicine? And now, to delve more into this and to discuss this topic, one file after the other, I am joined by Moise Self from DRC. Hello, Moise.
Hello, Iman.
It's a pleasure to have you again.
Thank you for inviting me, actually.
I'm pleased to have you on the show, as well as to my left there is Edmore Kachaso from Zimbabwe. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Iman.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show again.
Thank you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you are studying the science of veterinary in Blida, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So this is kind of your field, and you, on the other hand, are well versed on tech.
Exactly, the tech is
my
thing.
Great. So this is the perfect combination to discuss the topic of today. And so we're going to dive right into our first segment of the day, where we're going to explore how technology is changing the veterinary care across Africa. And this segment one, is titled Technology Transforming Veterinary Medicine. So traditionally, we know that veterinarians relied on physical examination, relied on laboratory testing and years of professional experience to diagnose and treat animals. This is no secret, right? So today, during this digital era, the digital innovation is now expanding those possibilities, and we see that artificial intelligence is involved. Can it really assist in analyzing medical images? So this is my question to you, like, how is technology transforming the veterinary medicine across Africa in the age of digital era, in the age of AI? I'm starting with you, Ed.
When you are looking at technology, like, since you say like technology is like actually changing almost everything as a whole, and of which veterinary is also like familiar with that change. And since I'm doing veterinary science, I'm in my second year, but what I've been learning so far, we haven't done much, I know, because 4 years to go is too much, but these only 2 years I've realized like technology is making things more easier, like let's say, for instance, diagnosis.
Diagnosis,
the diagnosis which we used like to happen like long time back then. It was kind of hard. Like I feel like it was tiresome. But now you will see like just like a technology will make things easier. For instance, there's like an ultrasound. Let's say you are diagnosing like an animal, maybe it's pregnant. You will see like long back then they will start like being able to detect that the animal is pregnant. Maybe that will be like maybe after maybe 3 months. But now like in just 2 weeks, like you can be able to just see using the ultrasound. That shows like now you can be easily like detect like things.
So it facilitates the work of veterinarians in more than just one way. Do you agree with what he is saying, Moise? Since you're well versed in technology, do you think these technologies are helping veterinarians to do diagnosis on animal to be more accurate compared to the traditional methods?
Yeah, like the traditional method, like you said, like used to cost a lot. First of all, a lot of time and a lot of money. Because
time is a very essential.
Yeah,
thing.
and time is usually, as I say, time is money. You know,
Of course.
Like let's take a practical example. Like a farmer would need a professional to come and check his let's say goats, right? First of all, you will have to call, and the professional will have to come. That's cost. Is buying fuel, is using his car, just him moving from his place to the farm is some money that the farmer is going to spend. And the second thing is the mind labor that is going to practice, like the test or whatsoever that he's going to do is going to be another cost, and that can be reduced by technology just with an application, for example. Like you can today in Kenya, for example, there are many startups like in agri-tech that develop like structures that can help farmers to reduce cost, mainly when it comes to calling a specialist. Like instead of calling a specialist, it could be something that a farmer could do. So he's going to be on a video call, and the professional is going to guide him on how to do and where to look to know what would be the best way to go about the situation, and that can save a lot of time and a lot of money for the farmer and also for the professional, like the veterinarian.
So it's a win-win situation
Exactly,
on
definitely.
both sides, and we see many opportunities arise with these tools. So what opportunities do digital tools create for veterinarians, for farmers, and even for the owners? You mentioned one of the benefits or one of the opportunities, and that is to save time and to save distance as well as to save costs. But besides this, what else what other opportunities does it provide besides this?
Like the opportunities, I would say, okay, of course, the main opportunity is saving time and money, but it also creates jobs, like for people. Like in a farm, in a traditional farm, you would have normal farmers that don't know much about IT, but in the modern farms, there is IoT included in the farm. Like there are many sensors, so it brings job. The economy of the farm is growing because it creates more job, it creates more money, and like it's beneficial for everyone at the end. Because
in another way, it's like modern farming.
Exactly, modern farming.
Modern
I would
farming.
say.
So
And
it's like
today,
they modernize the field.
and today with AI, we can even go very far, because like farm can be powered by AI. AI uses data to predict, let's say when an animal is have more chances to get sick, because certain seasons can facilitate like certain diseases, like for animals. So AI can use to prevent all those things, and like at the end it's a win-win, like you said, for both sides.
Do you think, I'm going to ask you this question, Ed, like can technology ever, in its existence in this era, can it ever replace the experience and judgment of a veterinarian, or should it like simply support professional expertise? What do you think from your perspective, since you are a future veterinary?
I would say no, it can never like
Replace.
Like, but I feel like they can complement each other.
Can you explain more? How can it complement the job of a veterinarian?
So like for instance, like a veterinary science, you will go and learn. You're a human being, obviously. You have emotions, your feelings. You can recognize like you are kind of complete. And of which, like if you are now using that technology, it will help you to perform your work easier. But if we say technology do everything right now, that technology, they need someone who is going to be operating. If you look at like, it's sort of like the tools which are helping you to
I
make
see.
things easier.
I see what you mean. So from another, if we're going to rephrase what you're saying, we can say that it's helpful or an assistant, a better assistant for the vet to give more accurate results, to give more accurate diagnosis, to find accurate medicine or treatment for the animals in the farm, or animals in general, even not farm animals. Like we can even expand this and talk about animals in the wild as well, right?
Like,
Exactly.
Because
yes.
some of them are being preserved like in natural reserves, like in Kenya, for example, while they're doing great job with the elephants, and they are keeping track at about the numbers
Yes.
with the GPS placed in each animal to locate them. And here
Yeah, to track
with
them.
exactly with the GPS they can track them, because they are fighting poaching. And poaching is also another problem that animals are facing in Africa, but this is another topic for another day. As for our first segment, we have talked a lot, so we should go to this short music break, and then we'll come back to the second segment with more to discuss. So enjoy this little music.
You're listening now to the African Pulse, hosted by Iman Nouad, directed by Muad Bab Ahmed, only on Afriki FM.
Welcome back, dear listeners, to the second part of your show, The African Pulse. And in this segment, the second segment of the show, we'll be discussing challenges, ethics, and the future of veterinary care. So this time we'll look ahead to the future of this field. We'll be discussing technology that continue to advance at an incredible pace. And this is something that we can't help but notice. Like we notice something new in the field in every couple of weeks or less. At times we see artificial intelligence, we see the digital diagnostics, we see the remote monitoring, as well as the robotics, as well as the genomic research that are now playing like a big role and are, should I or dare I say, a game changer in the field, because they are discovering these new ways to prevent diseases from spreading among animals thanks to this. And the data-driven animal healthcare are opening and exciting possibilities, yet important challenges of course remain. That is undeniable, and we see the access to technology in rural communities, the cost of digital equipment, as well as training professionals to use new tools And also, of course, protecting the data, because with data, when it's not protected, there is the risk of leak that can be a risk to the farmers, or even to, let's call it, the rangers of the park, in case they are protecting animals in the park. So the question here, and the thing that we have to discuss here, is what are the biggest challenges facing veterinary care in Africa's digital age? And I'm asking you, Moise, because you're well versed in this field.
Well, like you said, like that, there could be many factors to take into consideration. But I would say, if we're just to focus on the digital age of Africa, the most common and the most obvious thing would be a challenge with research and development. Unlike the other, I would say, continents or the societies, like research and development doesn't have much support like in Africa. There's not enough of companies that invest in research concerning that field, because it's a very niche field. And added to that, like in most of the rural areas don't have access to internet, most of them, because it's not profitable for a telecom operator to invest there, because there are not many people. So usually they are left out. They don't have internet. They don't have a stable bandwidth. That makes it very difficult for them to have access to digital tools. But aside that, like we can also say that things have been going like on the right path. Like there's a change. Like if we compare like the Africa of today with the Africa of let's say 10 years ago, like in Kenya, for example, today we have now AI-powered agriculture, for example, like using satellites to track, using drones, for instance, like to have access, to have a sight of animals in places where a normal human being would not, or would have a very hard time to get there. Like, so we can say that things are going well, but there's progress to do.
Yes, it's slow but sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Slow but sure.
Exactly.
What about you, Ed? What do you think in this aspect?
I feel like if we are talking about Africa, it's unfortunate that like I don't know, I would say we are a bit behind or whatsoever. So like people, they're not well versed with the technology, a lot of people. So even if that technology is there, like the people who use it, we are not that able to use the technology. So it will be there, but we can't use it.
Of course, but we have to understand that these technologies, though, like you mentioned, they don't cover all areas, but they do cover the main areas. We can't deny that. So the rural areas is indeed a challenge to the governments in different nations and different countries in Africa, but some of them, not all of them, some of the countries are taking action by trying to provide network to these rural areas, so that the rural areas wouldn't be excluded, not only from digital farming or from digital things that are related to farm, to animals, to agriculture, but rather also to implement the youth in those regions to take action and to be entrepreneurs themselves. They are trying to encourage the youth, and the first thing they need to do is to let them be connected through networks. But this, like I said, this is another topic for another day. So my other question is, how can technology improve animal health without replacing the human? My question is to you, Ed. Without like you said, you said the machine doesn't have feelings compared to us humans, right? You said they cannot replace the veterinarian, because a vet has feelings and could be compassionate towards animals. So how can technology improve the animal health without replacing the human compassion that defines the vet medicine? So I think you need to think about this question, right?
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but first of all, I would say I feel like we can use like that technology to be able to detect like diseases earlier. You know, as human beings, we are always busy. We won't be around, like, let's say, imagine having maybe like some people, they're having like a lot of like maybe something like 1,000 keku. So you can't be like noticing each and every like animal, like this one is sick or whatsoever. But if you can have maybe those detectors which can detect earlier, like they can show you like this animal is sick. There's something which is called like is it a collar? I don't know, I'm not sure, but
Yes,
it's a
the collars,
the
yes.
collar. You just put it here or in
The
ear.
iron collars.
Yes. So if you put it like it will just show you maybe the animal has fever, and then you get the notice. That's when you go there and then you check it out, like what's really happening.
Yes,
You see.
and if I have to give an example about this, we see that some mobile apps
Yes, exactly.
can like identify some symptoms earlier. We see you mentioned the collar, right?
Yes.
There are other devices that are placed over the ear of the animals, like it would be clipped. They're
Yes.
smaller in size compared to the collars, and these devices would provide data, would provide information. For example, they can give or they can identify the symptoms of mastitis, or like in dairy cattle, for example.
Yes.
Yes, and not only a veterinarian can reassure the farmer and provide the appropriate treatment, but also we see that this can provide or offer a practical treatment or advice preventing future cases, because this app already has the knowledge and it's already equipped with what is essential to understand this disease and how to identify it as well as how to treat it.
Yes.
So my other question is like, what advice would you give to young Africans interested in careers in veterinary medicine, technology, or both? Now I'm starting with you, Ed.
Yeah, I feel like right now, like it's an era where you don't have to like specifically saying I'm doing veterinary science. You see, I was talking to Moise, like I was asking about the IT and whatsoever. And honestly, I'm not that well versed with like that field, but I feel like it's actually a challenge, and I'm really learning, because at the end, maybe in 10 years time, like technology will be the one which will be working, and now I'll be saying I have a degree, but at the end my degree is not that effective.
Yes, I see what you mean, but we have to understand before we get to this, I'll ask you, Moise, the same question. So what is your answer?
I would say the advice that I would give to someone interested would be never think, no one should make you feel or think that you are dreaming too big. Because this is where magic happens, like if I were to be very poetic. Because
Okay.
like it's only when you realize that there's something that's not yet done and you want to do it that it becomes a thing, and that thing produce something that everyone's going to follow. Like this is how the big major inventions, like in our century, were made. So this is my advice. Like don't be afraid to dream too big. Always learn, like always be on the last news about technology. Since we're talking about technology, how technology can help solve a problem, and Africa needs those people. So
Exactly, and to add to what Moise is saying here, we need to understand one thing, dear listeners, and that is Africa needs professionals who can combine vet medicine with digital innovations. We need to combine both, and I'm saying this about vet, but we need to understand the bigger image here, and the bigger image is that digital transformation is touching every field, not just the vet field. So we need to apply this on all fields. So if you want to do something, there is no harm to learn technology that goes with that field, and there is no harm in combining both fields together to come up with something new. So we need to understand that with digital innovation, and young people today should build strong foundations, let's say in biology, in animal health, even computer science, right? And we see now new skills. For example, there are like those developers, right? Those developers that are now expanding their field. We see new things added. every time it's like every time we they're not traditional anymore. There are like new innovations and new solutions to new problems that arise. So what we need to do as younger generation is that we need to adapt, to find solutions to whatever the society is throwing at us as a problem. And here, whereas us as younger generation, we are young, we are creative, we have to come up with solutions to those problems, and this is where entrepreneurship starts.
Exactly.
So every young person here, every young listener, and when I say young, I don't mean age. I definitely am not talking about age. Definitely every creative person here is young. So dear listeners, take this opportunity to think thoroughly about the problems that your community is facing, to find solutions for them, digital solutions, even to come up with your own startups, to come up with your own solution. And if I'm going to give you an example, we see, for example, developing is affordable, right? We see the mobile applications in local languages that help, I don't know, maybe that help other people or help tourists to translate their languages, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
sometimes you go to this country and you don't speak the language. NLPs do help.
Exactly.
And you find those NLPs in apps, right? So do not underestimate whatever or however small is your innovation. So for the future, my dear, we need to understand that this field is rich, this field is big, and like Moise said, don't be afraid of dreaming big. And it is not about practicing livelihood. It is about supporting the food security. It is about conserving the wildlife. It is about preventing diseases and improving the well-being of communities around us and across the continent. So about improving the well-being of those communities as Africa continues to embrace innovations in different fields. The partnership between technology and vet science offers tremendous opportunities for a healthier and more sustainable future. So thank you, my dears, for staying faithful until the very end of the show. And let me thank once again those guests that joined me today on the show, starting with my right, with Moise self. Thank you once again, Moise.
You're welcome, man.
It's
Always a pleasure.
It's pleasure for me as well, and for our listeners to have you on the show, as well as Ed Morkashaso. It's pleasure to have you again on the show, Ed.
Thank you very much. Actually, I learned something. So yeah, I benefited also.
And this is what this platform is for. The African Pulse is a platform where we all gather here to learn together. I learn from you guys, and so we do learn from our audience, and I hope our audience also learns from us. And a big thank you to the director of the show, Muad Bab Ahmed, control board with Adlan, streaming with Rania, and observation with Malika. And you, dear listeners, don't move, don't go too far, and enjoy the rest of our programs with your favorite radio channel, Ifriqiya FM, the voice of Africa.